G'day viewers, welcome back.
How you going, Vinners? Hey, how you doing? Thanks very much for having me. It's very nice to be here.
Yep, recurring question in comments, how's AngryAussie? Short answer, I've always told people, really not very well, that's why you haven't seen him.
Not very well, but, you know, well enough to haul my skanky ass here today to talk about all kinds of things with Brother Angry.
And we've been looking at what's been happening in the news, and particularly as a result of some anti-terror raids in Melbourne and surrounds, it's become clear that white extremists are very dangerous.
Very fucking dangerous, and we'd like to basically distance ourselves from the extremists. I mean, it's hard to rock up to your Muslim friends with that look in their eye and go, oh my God, it's a white guy. Oh shit. Quickly get the wife and kids to safety. I will stall him. Would you like another go in the hooker?
Yeah. Now you see, as moderate whites, we think it's our duty to denounce the extremists. You might think we're exaggerating, but this bloke, his name's Philip Galea, he's from Reclaim Australia and various other extreme white Nazi sympathising extremist groups.
Which, you know...
He's been arrested under terrorism charges. Basically, he's already had weapons charges in the past, and you read between the lines of the police charges, they're basically saying he's got the gear to commit a terrorist act, and he's got documentation that promotes terrorist acts. Namely, I'm going to take a wild guess, he's saying, let's blow up some mosques.
I reckon maybe that's where he's gone.
Yeah, because, interesting, in case you think he's isolated at the fringe, just in the last couple of weeks, there was another incident where a group lost their protest to a council, where the council said, no, we should allow a mosque to be built here, probably because of some idea of freedom or something like that.
Something like there's only very few freedoms in the Constitution, and one of them is the freedom of association with any religion you want.
Yeah. Now, if someone uses their religion as a shield to promote hate or violence, that person's going down. But a religion more broadly is a thing that you tend to be allowed to express. And now this group, again, you want to talk about white extremists, when they didn't get what they want, they threatened to blow up the council.
Yay!
That was their first thing, to make terrorist threats.
Go democracy!
And in the same time frame, the last week or two, there was a bloke who tried to blow up a police station because he wasn't happy. And he's, again, white guy. Now, the interesting thing about that, when this story broke, there was a terrorist attack on a police station. Notable scumfuck of a garbage bag wrapped in human skin that I think he flensed off some boat people he murdered, aka George Christensen, National MP in Queensland. He jumped straight in the microphones and went, oh, bloody Muslim extremists, we got to kick them all out. It was a white guy, okay? It was a white guy who didn't like what was happening, so he decided to try and blow up a police station. And Christensen never even apologised for that ignorant bit of bigotry. Now, he's one of these extremists we're talking about because he's spoken at Reclaim Australia rallies, right? He's out there. When is the Prime Minister going to denounce this extremist? This is not like having an open Muslim in your government, as there are Muslim MPs in Australia. This is like having someone from ISIS in your government. This is someone who's with a group who's advocating violence and murder. That's their core thing, okay?
That's a real thing, and they also have a penchant for your Hitler friends, and they also like the old days, as in the bloody elbow room days of the 30s. So look, there's no real getting away from the fact that these people are extremists.
These are people, Reclaim Australians, with Nazi tattoos, swastikas. And now, sure, a lot of them could wear a shirt so you don't see them. I mean, some of them have them on their fucking face. You know, those ones you can't miss. This is who we're talking about. We are talking about that level of extremism.
I've forgotten my political affiliation. Shit, there's a mirror. I'm a Nazi. I'm a Nazi. Oh, I remembered that now because of the swastika. No wonder it's on backwards.
Some of the more moderate ones, they have to look at their lounge room wall to the framed picture of Hitler they keep there. With a copy of Mein Kampf on their bedside table. That's the little reminders. And you think we're joking and exaggerating. We are not. No. The members of Reclaim Australia, the ones with swastika tattoos, they've had guys actively advocating schools should have photos of Hitler because he was a great bloke. Kids should be taught Mein Kampf. It's the thing, right? You know, and like I said, Christensen's in the National Party. Then we have Pauline Hanson's fundamentally racist party. Their whole reason for being is racism.
True story.
Now, Hanson supports Reclaim Australia. She's yet to denounce these violent terrorist extremists. Okay? Why is it left to us moderate whites? Why aren't more white people denouncing these extremists?
I don't know why they're not denouncing them, but I can tell you this much. I've been brainwashed by halal snack packs. That's what it was. I was probably a nasty racist piece of shit on Thursday, but by Thursday night I had a halal snack pack and completely changed my mind. I thought, these might be just people trying to feed their fucking children, make their wife look a bit cooler than what was next door and send their children to school. They might be fucking boringly normal like me. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Mind you, I have my suspicions. Halal snack packs, if you haven't heard, you should look them up. Like, look up the Halal Snack Pack Appreciation Society. They're a fun bunch, and it's like meat, right? It's your kebab meat. It can be lamb. It can be that
Kofta.
mystery meat,
Kofta.
garlic sauce, hot sauce. If you're an idiot, you put tomato sauce on it. You get frowned upon if you put tomato sauce on it. But basically,
Because that'd be weird.
that'd be weird. This is this really yummy but extremely fatty takeaway that the drunker you are, the better it seems. I'm not convinced this isn't actually a plot by secret halal extremists to kill the white men with heart disease.
I buy that. It'd only take 50 years, but it'd work bloody effectively. If you had a halal snack pack every Thursday night after you get on the piss with the boys, it'd kill you.
Eventually, it would be...
Eventually.
What killed this man? Muslims did!
Quickly.
It was extremely slow-acting terrorism!
Yes, it only took 60 years.
I swear to God, the
there.
real Muslim extremism in Australia... Well, actually, no. The real Muslim extremists are the fuckwits who do say shit about, overthrow and there's gonna be, you know, we're gonna outbreed you and take you over and there's gonna be a caliphate. Those people are fuckwits who should be locked up. Fuck them. There's occasionally people on the right say, people on the left are too scared to criticise Muslims. No. If someone's a fuckwit, they're a fuckwit.
That's really as far as it goes. Really. And, you know, we could end there, but we won't.
No, because the white extremists are everywhere. In Hanson's group, there's now apparently 4 senators. Well, unless the one from Western Australia goes to jail.
Oh, jail, you say?
Jail?
Tell me about jail.
On theft charges. He's apparently got some sort of problem with keeping up payments on rental cars. Because in New South Wales, he failed to show up for a hearing where he's charged with larceny. And if you don't show up, you get found guilty.
What balance like? Automatic fail.
But if you want the weirdness, this was just over the keys, which are worth $7.50. And he's going, the keys are only worth $7.50. And he says he's going to appeal it. If you just showed up, dickhead, you probably wouldn't have got convicted. But, look, it seems like he'd probably pass the appeal. Problem being, he's also facing charges in Western Australia, and that's for stealing a hire car. That's like a $37,000 car.
What's this going to bloody go with now?
I know, right? The key's no good without the car, I guess. I don't know if it was even a different car or if he is just bad at paying for hire cars. So, it is Australian law, by the way, if you're either in prison or facing a prison sentence of more than a year, which this larceny charge, the minimum sentence is more than a year, you can't be in Parliament.
Oh, you miss out.
Yeah.
I love that. You can go to Parliament. Give me 8 months, I'll be out.
Yeah.
I'll be out in 8 months. Don't worry about it. And still get in.
But 12 months? No.
No, mate. That's getting a bit extreme.
So that bloke might not be able to get in. And yet there's the second Queensland Senate spot that went to One Nation go, this idiot, now he's an extremist in another way in that he's extremely fucking stupid. Because he's a rabid global warming denier. He keeps saying, someone show me evidence. Apparently, literal truckloads of scientific evidence don't mean anything to him. because the scientists are being paid off.
If you take the little boat trip around to where you see every shore shit is melting or melted. You know, this used to be under a glacier of 12 feet. It's now ground.
Yeah.
The whole of the northern fucking hemisphere is bouncing up because there's no ice on it. Guys, learn to swim.
Yeah, but he's a crazed conspiracy theorist who says the scientists have been paid off by the global banking families, which is this barely concealed anti-Semitic conspiracy slur. It's to the extent that Andrew Bolt, who also says climate change isn't real, won't go with this guy because he's just going, oh God, that anti-Semitic shit is so stupid.
Now, Andrew Bolt is going you.
For your right-wingedness.
You've done something wrong.
Yeah, in this case, Sky... it's just being stupid. So he says he wants evidence, but apparently he refuses to believe evidence. Oh, and he's also obviously part of this group known as sovereign citizens, but he refuses to admit that he is, probably because both the Fed and state police describe sovereign citizens as a terrorist extremist group. Because he wrote this letter to Julia Gillard when she was Prime Minister, using this insane language that only sovereign citizens use. But he says, oh, no, I'm not a sovereign citizen, I assume because he doesn't want to be called a terrorist. But dude,
that's like... now he's a team player.
Yeah, it's like, dude, if it quacks like a duck and walks like a duck, you're probably a fucking lunatic. Okay? So, these are the white extremists we're talking about. People who talk about violent reprisals for anyone they don't like, including the government, okay? So again, moderate white people, stand the fuck up and say you won't put up with this. Why won't the Prime Minister denounce his own party members who associate and actively promote these terrorist groups?
I have no idea. Maybe because he's only got 2 fucking seats.
I know.
So no, you can't actually get rid of him because he'd lose.
Yeah. So this is the world, you know, and even just little things like there was a lot of noise put out this week. There's an interview with Clint Eastwood saying he's sick of this pussy generation. Everyone's too soft. And look, there's an argument to be made. I'd be happy to have a conversation about, you know, people being a bit too sensitive.
Every generation's softer than the one before, apparently.
Yeah, but
apparently.
The key takeaway for me is he talked about, oh, and everyone gets accused of racism. That wasn't racism when I was growing up. Yeah, when you were growing up, Clint. Now, we'll go with when he says racism, what he means is a bad thing that is frowned upon, and people say you should not do that or say that because that is racist. The things that did not fall under that banner when Clint was growing up included segregation, actual lynchings. You can see photos where entire communities stood around to get their photo with the black man they'd beat to death and hung from a tree. That was acceptable behaviour. Like refusing mixed marriages, making black people drink out of different water fountains.
Racism.
Yet straight up being a racist wasn't regarded as a bad thing.
Basically, they had forced busing, they had redlining, they had greenlining, they had kept 2 societies apart deliberately, and one was kept as an underclass to do the menial and degrading work, deliberately menial, deliberately degrading for low pay, and effectively the other class was kept artificially high, with an artificially high economy on the backs of the sweat of the people who were being treated very badly. This all slowly changed, but there's still elements of it today. It still exists.
Notably in people who say, why can't I say or do that? Why can't I exclude that group? Why can't I treat them badly? Why are you calling me a racist? Because you're a goddamn racist! And this is what it's got to come down to. If us moderate whites don't speak out against this extremist behaviour, we're all going to be under suspicion, okay?
We're all going to be tarred with the same brush.
We're going to have to carry ID papers. We're going to have to pass government loyalty tests to say, no, I'm a moderate, not an extremist. Because when they just look at white people, they don't know if you've got a Nazi tattoo under your shirt. They can't tell the difference between you and Anders Breivik, okay? They can't tell the difference between a moderate white and an extremist white who wants to murder people who disagree with them. So until you, as a white person, stand up and denounce this extremist, we have to assume you're one of them.